Attend the world's best business workshop led by America's #1 business coach for free by subscribing on iTunes and leaving us an objective review. Claim your tickets by emailing us proof that you did it and your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com.
Been to New Orleans very
Yes,
many
I love New Orleans.
You do?
Yeah, the Big Easy. I have family and history.
The music reminds me of New Orleans.
And it does. And they just had Mardi Gras down there. I didn't make it this year, but
you didn't go this year?
Well, I didn't.
Have you ever been before?
Yes.
What was your highlight of your Mardi Gras experience?
It's just the fun and the festivities and the people. It's New Orleans is kind of a unique flavor, if you will. So, you kind of got to have that mindset of this diverse group of people there partying together and enjoying Fat Tuesday and enjoying all the parades and enjoying all the stuff, Well,
we're talking about this principle of successful people, this common denominator that we see with successful people. And it's where they view setbacks as set-ups. And I think that New Orleans is a city that was basically destroyed by a flood, and then people thought, okay, we'll just rebuild it better. And the city is flooded a lot of times. And I think as an entrepreneur, it requires almost that level of resiliency. I mean, Mercedes wanted the naming rights of the Superdome, and they built it back better. I mean, it's a weird, not natural mindset for to view a setback as a setup. But I want to go around the horn and get everyone's take on this. We'll start here with you, Dr. Z. Then we'll go to Amber, and we'll go to Mr. Paul Hood. So let's go with you, Dr. Z. How have you taught your mind to view setbacks as setups?
Well, I tell you what, I try to teach people that when you have a breakdown, you're ready for your breakthrough.
Oh, come on now.
So you have a breakdown, and it could be a number of different areas that you could have a breakdown. The first time you have to fire somebody.
Oh, yeah.
That could be hard on you. If you're out there listening and you've started a business and you're thinking you've got to fire someone and you're like, and you're almost having a breakdown, and then you finally do it. And then, you hire a new person who's awesome, and you have that kind of that breakthrough moment of going, oh my gosh, I can improve. I'm not married to these people. I can improve my employees by pruning the ones that aren't so good and bringing in ones that are better. And that's a breakdown to get a breakthrough.
How would you deal with a passive-aggressive personality in your businesses?
Not very well. I mean, I don't like it when people are that way. And ultimately, if it's over the top, passive aggressive, then I let those people go, because I want powerful people that that say what they're going to do, mean what they say.
What if someone were to say to you, hypothetically, in a hypothetical world, in a hypothetical situation, they were to say, you called them and said, hey, I wanted to know the status of this, and then they were to say to you, I already sent it to you in that report, but I work for you. How would you respond to that?
That's not a long. If that's their heart and that's the way they are, everybody can have a bad day.
Yeah,
a bad day doesn't make a bad life.
But if it's a consistent move,
yeah, then they're not long term, and they're going to be replaced as soon as I can get them replaced. I mean, okay. I don't have the time or the energy to put up with that kind of negativity in my life. I don't want it. I have so many. So many people.
This is why I love you. You're only around positive people because you prune the tree all the time. It's crazy.
If you're negative, I'm not going to have you around me. Listen, if you have friends out there that are idiots, if you have friends that are negative, shame on you. It's your life. Pick who you want to be around.
See, I was going to see. I didn't mean to use your debit card. I thought it was mine, but then I realized that I'd borrowed yours, and I was going to tell you that I borrowed it. Do you want a receipt?
Exactly.
Awesome.
You're going to put up with a buddy like that as long as you're going to put up with him. And the problem is that they rob joy, they rob life, they rob enjoyment. And, you have nobody to blame but yourself. You're like, well, he's been my friend a long time, so, I just got to kind of put up with it. And he borrows my debit card on occasion and goes and charges things at the ball. But you know what? Overall, he's not even that nice. But, he's been my friend for a long time. Folks.
Hey, wouldn't you be your friend, too, if you kept getting paid from this person?
Well, exactly.
Come on.
Come on now. So I tell you what, if you are surrounded by idiots, shame on you.
Idiots.
Get rid of them. And you know what? You might say to yourself, how do you do it? How do you do it?
How do you do it? How do
they
you
know my digits.
Top?
They send me a text, and so therefore I have to respond. They ask me to lunch, so therefore I have to go. You say no. And if you're too scared to say no, just ghost them. Just ghost them.
That's a move. Now, okay, so I want to get your take on this here, Miss Amber Koloff. Viewing a setback as a setup, has there been a time in Koloff Fitness over the years where you thought, wow, that was not positive, but it ended up becoming a positive thing in the end for you and your husband and the business at Koloff Fitness?
Oh, absolutely. We've had many life lessons that employees have brought to us as a gift, and that's just how we take it. We've had people steal from us, lie to us in all different areas. But the thing we always go back to is it is the perspective you have in life. And what we always tell our kids and what we try to live by is if this is the worst thing that happens today, life's going to be okay.
Amen to that.
And we just keep going back to that. So no matter what, if this is the worst thing that happens, we're going to be okay.
Now, you can say this to women listening, and I can't. So I'm gonna ask you to say what your take on that is on this. I see a lot of men who and again, this is just a sexist observation of patterns, but I see a lot of men that are like, I don't got time to learn strategy because I just got to sell. Very aggressive guys. And I see a lot of women who are like, I can't fire anybody because they're my friend. I just see it's a little more emotional with the women, a little more aggressive and dumb with the men. I just see that kind of pattern. What would you say to a woman out there who's struggling to make the tough decisions in their business because of emotional reasons when they are, in fact, the owner of the business?
That's very hard. We are wired to be emotional creatures. And I think as we age and we learn to take control of that, I've also learned that I have to take advice from my husband and listen to him. He's got a great male perspective, and the business world is dominated by men. And that doesn't mean it needs to be negative or nasty coming out of a female's mouth or that we have to try to dominate. But I think it's just it's personal growth and learning how to control those emotions and not take everything so personal. Men will be matter of fact, and it is what it is. It's black and white.
So don't take it as personal there. And again, we're going to have Amber Koloff on the show from time to time because she's a great entrepreneur, a great member of the Thrive Nation. It's fun to see her at workshops, and there's so many women out there that just say, I just would love to hear it from a female perspective. So Amber, thank you for being on the show today. And Paul Hood with Hood CPAs, I want to ask your take on this. What's an example from your career where you've had what could have been seen as a breakdown that ended up being a breakthrough for you, or it could have seemed like a setback, but for you it was a set up?
Well, Clay, it's hard for me to answer that because I believe everything that's ever happened to me is positive. I'm either going to learn from it, and you've heard that before, but it literally with me, I either learn from it and get stronger, or I win. And ultimately, both are winning. And so I believe, and I try to teach people through our firm that, it's okay to fail. What's not okay is to quit, because you learn from failure, you learn from mistakes, you learn from, for instance, you at the workshop, you talked about walking out and getting attacked by a log that was in the yard. You tripped over it. A
stationary log that almost killed me twice.
Yeah. So, but you learned from that. I'm not going to step that way, or maybe next time I'm going to bring a flashlight.
What I did is I threw it into the woods with rage.
It's gone. Yeah. But you learn from failure. And Clay, that's one of the reasons that we're giving away that book, the Warren Buffett book. And if you'll just go to my website, hoodcpas.com, and fill out the form, I'm giving away an hour free of my time and Warren Buffett's book. And you really want that book because it's full of examples of winning and losing and how he reacted to it, and how he reacted to failure is really more what determined his success.
When we come back, we're going to talk about more common denominators of super successful people. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Thrivetime Show. Have a business question? Email us today at info@thrivetimeshow.com. And Clay and Dr. Z will answer your business questions live on the air.
Z, do you like the kind of the angelic music mixed with then going immediately into some kind of
vaudeville?
Yeah, vaudeville.
It sounds kind of vaudeville-ish, I'll tell you, yes, I do. But what I really liked when we were at the in-person workshop, and you hand-selected, I think, 4 dudes.
Yes.
And we brought them into the Box That Rocks.
Yes. And
we actually just laid down a show segment.
Yes.
And it was really fun.
I think it was the first hour of Thursday's show. I think is when we aired that. So it's a move. It works. People loved it. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. If you missed it, you need to get on the podcast. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Get on the podcast deal. or go to iTunes, actually, right? Google, iTunes.
The best
subscribe.
way to do it is you find the Thrivetime Show on iTunes, and you click the subscribe button.
Yeah.
And if you leave us an objective review, we'll send you 2 free conference tickets. But we got to get your contact information, so send it to us.
Yeah,
to
we can't. We know a lot, but we don't know everybody's address and phone numbers, right?
Right.
I mean,
right. But if you
if
you email it to us, info at thrivetimeshow.com, info at thrivetimeshow.com, we shall help you out.
Clay is knowledgeable, but he's not omnipotent.
Right.
Was that an impotency thing?
Clay's got medicine for it, so you're
nice.
fine.
Okay,
You'll
nice.
be fine.
So
Don't worry about it.
Now
You're good.
I have 2 questions for you in one segment. Can we do it? Here's the question.
I don't know.
Here's the observation I've seen about super successful people. It's not so much about spending time doing the right things as it is about not spending time doing the wrong things.
Come on, preach that.
Can you please break down what that means to you? What if you're somebody who owns a multi-million-dollar business? What are the things you should not be doing?
That's a great question. And what you should not be doing is answering every phone call, answering every text message, answering every email about all the, let's say you have 5,000 subscribers to whatever you're out there doing, okay?
Right.
And if you
Jelly of the Month Club.
Jelly of the Month Club, and you've got 5,000 people you're shipping jelly to, right?
Yeah, they love the jelly. They love the jam.
And they have all your, we talked about this earlier in the show with Charles, the fitness dude. He smells a lot like testosterone.
He looks like
musk
testosterone.
and like dirt kind of mixed together.
He actually is taking some of his excess testosterone. He's giving it to Chep and I.
Oh,
he's a donor.
I wonder why you guys look better on that. Now I know. Yeah. But anyway, and what happens is that you can get caught up in the minutia. The minutia. And as you grow, you have to have more and more gatekeepers, more and more people around you that deal with that minutia. Because everybody wants.
I was just calling.
I was
calling from your office here, and I just wanted to see. I was gonna get like a stapler, but then I was like, oh my gosh, should I do it? It was like $17, but I thought like, no, I should probably not get a stapler. And then I was just thinking about that, and then like red Sharpies. Is red is absolutely necessary, or can I go with like more of a blue?
Mauve.
I mean, do you take that call?
Oh no. Day one you did.
How do you not take the call? What do you do? Do you just not respond to the phone?
You set up gatekeepers. I have a personal assistant now that's a gatekeeper. Boom, that's the move. Personal assistant. Everybody understands that. They go, oh, well, I've got to schedule through that person now. Yes, you do.
Are you still using the personal assistant who's the literal Viking that threatens people immediately upon the first question? Or is it more of a nicer person? Or?
He didn't work out so well. He kind of raped and pillaged
Turns
a couple
out he's
of
in
communities
jail.
around
He's
Tulsa.
in jail
It's
now.
like, yes, that didn't work. That didn't work. No, I'm teasing. No, but you have to set up boundaries. Okay. And if you're not good at setting them up, you have people set them up for you. And then those people are actually the boundaries. Those are what we call the gatekeeper. And that's part of what our lessons are, how to get through gatekeepers. I mean, we know the moves.
We know the moves.
And then here's how you defeat the move, right? So that's part of what our training is.
Don't use our moves against us, Thrive Nation.
Please, I know you could use this move.
Now, I have a notable quotable and one more question. Here we go. So notable quotable from Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs says, people think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. But that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to the 100 other good things there are. You have to pick carefully. I'm actually as proud of the things we haven't done as the things I have done. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. So the next principle, next common denominator.
Well, and the thing about that might be saying no to watching 5 hours of TV a day.
That could be a good thing for you.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you could be saying no to a good conversation with the manager so you have a great conversation with an investor.
Bingo.
So the next point is your time is yours to give. You choose to give your time. No one has the ability to take it.
Ooh, that's powerful. I like that, by the way.
This is what Lee Cockrell says. He says, this is not about managing your time. It is about keeping your whole life under control. Plan the life you want or live the life you don't want. I used to struggle so much. Is there somebody listening right now who's struggling with this? I used to struggle so much with telling somebody, no, I will not meet you. Or someone would go, hey, I was on Facebook and I tagged you and you hadn't responded yet. And I used to feel bad. Now, again, this has just happened a couple months ago. A guy walks up to me at one of our conferences and he's like, dude, I've hit you up on LinkedIn and Facebook and email and I've even texted you. Dude, you're impossible to reach.
I sent you a message in a bottle. Come on.
If it was in a bottle, I probably would have opened it.
That's just kind of cool. That's just kind of cool.
But I said, hey, I know, no offense, but I don't return anybody's calls at all right now. because all I focus on is the people in my inner circle. So I'd like to get your take on that, Z. How do you know?
That's beautiful.
Because your time is yours to give. You choose to give your time. No one has the ability to take it. Talk to me about the practical application of said idea.
Well, I mean, that's beautiful, and that's where it is, and that's hopefully people are listening out there going, I hope I can get to the point to where I'm saying no to a lot of things, because if you're saying no to a lot of things, that means that the more successful you get, the more people want to come into your inner circle, the more the people want your time, the more people want the energy that you have. I mean, all those kind of things. It's kind of hard to say it like that, but it's, people are out there going, hey, you're successful. I see it. I hear it.
I feel it.
And I want to bask in that for a moment. And if you're not careful, you'll end up every single day completely worn out, completely looking at yourself going, I didn't do anything I wanted to do today because I let all these people.
And Chubb, society teaches that you're supposed to do that. And this is what's crazy, is if you want time freedom, you have to scale a business to some level. I mean, it could be national, regional, local. You have to.
Or you could win the lottery. I mean, there is a second way to do it.
That is the second way to do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's scale winning the lottery.
So I think, but I mean, if you want to work with me, if you have a furniture store and you want to become financially free and have time freedom, you have to eventually sell a lot of furniture.
Right.
And to do that, if you continued to be the person who shook everyone's hand and does every single sale yourself, you couldn't do it. So again, if you're going to scale a business and create time freedom, you have to embrace an entirely different mindset than the mindset needed to start the company, which is crazy.
Right, and here's a little tool, because as you're doing exactly what you're just saying, you're going to have...
I am not a tool.
more layers. There's going to be more people working for you, and so you have to have some type of org chart, right? And like Dr. Zoner was saying,
what's an org?
An organizational chart, an overview of the company and the structure.
The org chart.
Yeah, so that somebody does know who that personal assistant is of yours, Z, that they need to get a hold of. No, don't come talk to me about that. Talk to your manager about that. That's how you can get rid of those got-a-minute meetings, and that will steal so much of your time as a business owner that's growing a small business. There's all those got-a-minutes.
You cannot allow yourself to be controlled by those got-a-minute meetings. And if you have found yourself in a place where you say, I'm just overwhelmed, we absolutely can help you. But what we have found is we really can't help you unless we interact with you. And so what I want to do is I want to take a few moments to hammer home the ways we can help you. If you want to attend the world's best business workshop, now as of the time of the recording of this...
Wait a second, time out. Has it been certified?
Well,
I mean, when you say the world's best...
I voted for it. I did.
No, I want to give it to you. If you do a Google search for Thrive 15 and Jinx, we have 336 reviews from conference attendees where they have written their review, and you can see who they are.
That's strong.
And if you get a chance to go to iTunes right now... these are from listeners, many of which you've attended our conference. We have right now, as of the time of the recording of this show, pulling it up right now, 515 reviews.
Wow. Yes. Wow.
Now, we have almost 500 video reviews. In my mind, those are the most powerful.
Wow. I mean, you're right. You know what? You have now proven your statement. And that's how you do it, because you have facts and knowledge.
We had at the last workshop, we had a couple people that have attended the Tony Robbins seminars. And they told me, you guys, for a tenth of the cost I paid to go to Tony's event, you guys delivered so much more practical knowledge. And it was a game changer. I've heard so many people tell me, gosh, I wish I would have known about this 2 years ago. So I would encourage everybody as we wrap up today's show, I'd encourage you one time. See, we're asking to take the challenge.
One time.
We humbly submit that we're going to ask you to do one thing here. Go to thrivetimeshow.com.
Okay.
Just go there. Check it out.
Just go.
And when you go there, you're going to find the quad. You've got the podcasts, the one-on-one business coaching, the in-person workshops, or a video library filled with thousands and thousands of videos. And we encourage you to take the challenge and, if nothing else, leave us an objective review on iTunes, get your free conference tickets, and come out to one of our workshops, because I know it will change your life.
They're so much fun.
Yes.
I mean, If we charged you per every laugh you did, it would be
Millions.
it would be
At least
unaffordable.
it'd be unaffordable if we charged you per laugh. It was a
I'm
line
gonna ask you,
item.
do you think they laughed more or learned more this last workshop?
I'd say 2/3 learn, 1/3 laugh, and then I'd say also the band was incredible.
Incredible.
And now, without any further ado, we'd like to end the show with a boom. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom!